Ferrari's season in Formula One took another dramatic turn, and this time it was Lewis Hamilton who revealed a surprising situation. After weeks filled with paddock rumors and disappointing performances, Hamilton chose to speak publicly, making a bold statement that could have serious consequences for the legendary Italian team. His words not only hinted at technical problems, but also exposed an internal imbalance that few dared to mention openly. For a team already under pressure, the timing could not be worse. Hamilton's mission at Ferrari was clear from the start: use his vast experience to lead the team back to competitiveness. However, after only 3 races into the 2025 season, the 7-time world champion is already showing signs of frustration, and his complaints go beyond mere on-track performance. Shortly after the Japanese Grand Prix, Hamilton made a comment that quickly spread throughout the paddock. He stated that there was a difference between both sides of Ferrari's garage, mentioning that on his side, something was compromising the car's performance. This was not an offhand remark. Hamilton carefully chose his words, but made it clear that his car, or at least a crucial part of it, was not working as it should. More seriously, he suggested that Charles Leclerc, his teammate, was not facing the same issue. Such a statement touches on an extremely sensitive topic in Formula One. In theory, both drivers of a team should have access to the same tools, upgrades, and conditions to compete on equal terms. If Hamilton is detecting a difference on his side of the garage, it points to a serious internal flaw that could erode trust, hinder performance, and compromise long-term results. It is not the first time Ferrari has dealt with internal turbulence. The team was already coming off a difficult season, having lost the Constructors' title to McLaren by just 14 points the previous year. Expectations for 2025 were focused on renewal and restructuring. Hamilton's arrival was seen as a step in that direction, but instead of a turnaround, new challenges have emerged. To further complicate matters, Ferrari's SF25 model had already raised concerns earlier. At the Shanghai Grand Prix, both Hamilton and Leclerc were disqualified. Hamilton for excessive skid block wear, and Leclerc for having a car below the minimum weight limit. These issues suggest that the car is operating at the edge of regulatory compliance, where slight deviations in setup can lead to severe penalty. Recently at Suzuka, the difference in approach between the two drivers became even more evident. While Leclerc chose to stick with the traditional setup used in previous races, Hamilton decided to venture down a different path. This choice clearly shows that the British driver is seeking solutions to the difficulties he has faced since the beginning of the season. The outcome, however, was another underwhelming performance, and the atmosphere around Hamilton after the race was tense. This is not merely a case of poor results in one weekend, but rather a structural problem that has persisted since Bahrain. Speaking of Bahrain, it is there that Ferrari places its hopes for a turnaround. The team plans to introduce an updated floor, a significant change aimed at improving the car's balance and making it more stable under different track conditions. During the first free practice session, young Ferrari driver Dino Beganovic will take over Leclerc's car, while Hamilton will be responsible for testing the new floor. It will be a crucial moment to determine whether the updates can address the problems the British driver has been reporting. Before the Bahrain round, Hamilton expressed cautious optimism when speaking to the press. He highlighted the team's relentless effort to bring improvement and stated that this weekend could represent an important step forward, although he acknowledged that the gap to the leaders would not be fully closed yet. The important thing, according to him, is to keep moving in the right direction. Another relevant point was Hamilton's public acknowledgement of the importance of learning from Leclerc. He admitted that he has been observing how his teammate adjusts the car, communicates with the engineers, and solves setup issues. For a driver of Hamilton's caliber, such a statement shows humility and a genuine desire to adapt and grow within his new environment. Despite this spirit of cooperation, the situation remains concerning. Ferrari has yet to provide Hamilton and Leclerc with cars that behave and perform equally. If these inconsistencies continue to affect Hamilton, the repercussions could extend far beyond race results. The bond of trust between driver and team could be severely damaged, undermining any chance of long-term success. Ferrari cannot afford to repeat the mistakes of the past. With McLaren looking increasingly competitive and Red Bull regaining its strength, every race becomes critical. Hamilton's signing was a high-stakes move, and now the team needs to prove it was worth it. Beyond the Bahrain Grand Prix, a larger narrative is unfolding. A strong performance with the updates could completely change the dynamics of the season. A better balanced car, consistent race pace, and Hamilton finally unlocking the SF25's potential could restore Ferrari's much-needed confidence. If the updates work, it will be a sign that Ferrari's technical department has finally found a solid path forward. For Hamilton, it would confirm that his move to Maranello was not just symbolic, but a strategic decision. However, if the performance does not improve, and if Hamilton continues to struggle, inevitable doubts will arise about the team's internal priority, technical development quality, and ability to manage two elite drivers fairly. Even more delicate questions could surface, such as how long a champion like Hamilton will be willing to stay in a team that cannot fully support his pursuit of victories, and possibly an eighth world title. And we must not forget that the Miami Grand Prix is just around the corner, with Ferrari already preparing another major update for that race. Therefore, what happens in Bahrain will be crucial. A good performance now could serve as a foundation for closing the gap to McLaren and Red Bull in the coming weeks. Otherwise, Ferrari may be forced to completely rethink its approach, from technical development to the way it handles its drivers. In the end, this situation goes beyond car performance. It touches the very identity of the team. Is Ferrari truly ready to evolve, building a car that adapts to both drivers' needs? Or will it remain trapped in old habits that limit its true potential? The Bahrain Grand Prix will be the ultimate test, not only of the car, but of the team's working philosophy. And now I want to hear your opinion. Are we witnessing just a natural adaptation period between Hamilton and Ferrari? Or are the cracks already starting to show? Do you believe the new floor will finally bring parity between both drivers? Or will we see Leclerc solidify himself as the internal favorite, while Hamilton fights his own battles? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. I am very curious to know what you think. As always, I will be reading everything. And if you enjoyed this video and want to follow all the twists and turns of the 2025 season, do not forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and activate the notification bell to stay updated. Also, make sure to check out my second channel, linked below, where you will find even more exclusive Formula One content, from in-depth analyses to behind-the-scenes insights. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video.